Rogers is an autistic boy. He's 15 years old. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And everybody has been looking for him. Everybody. He is 5 foot 5 inches tall. He weighs 120 pounds. Sandy blonde hair, and he wears glasses. And again, there is none, no footprint of him whatsoever.
You think back, and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. That morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving.
This boy, I've done told y'all, reminds me of my son that had autism, that is my third son. And he disappeared right down the road from part of where my family lives. And I take all of these cases serious. I'm not playing about anything right now.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play.
I'm not trying to accuse them of anything. I'm trying to tell you how suspicious they are now becoming.
Your theory.
I think it's possible that someone has my son. I think it's possible that someone has my son. I think it's possible that someone has my son.
Shut up, Katie. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, May 17th, 2025. Hello, Miss Grace. Hello, Kiki True Crime. Hello, everybody. Ohio, Stephanie, good morning. Glad to see everybody up and about on this Saturday. Actually, it's afternoon. It's 1 o'clock here on Saturday. Hey, Sharon. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Who holds the key? Where is Sebastian? Where's Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? Right? Who holds the key? Who holds that golden key? Did they even have a key? I don't think they had a key, but somebody's holding that key. Thank all of you for being here this morning or this afternoon or night, wherever it's at in your neck of the woods, or suburbs, or wherever you're at. Hello. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and hit them thumbs up. Don't forget. And if you're in the bushes, hit the thumbs up. I'll never know who you are. Just give me a like. Go ahead. Let's get Sebastian's name and face out there. That's what we need to do. Keep talking about him. Keep sharing. Yeah, you're an hour ahead of me, Miss Grace. Absolutely. Sometimes that freaks me out, especially because I'm on Tennessee time as well. And, but you're in Tennessee and you're still on a different time. That's a trip. That is a trip. It's a trip that needs a vacation, honey. That's the way it is here in Florida too. An hour down the road, it's an hour ahead. Yeah, it really confuses me, especially when you're going on a trip and you have to be at the hotel or something, and it really screws my time up. Yeah, and my sleep and everything else. I know you do, honey. You need some beach time. But thank you for spending this Saturday with me. Y'all could have been anywhere else. I'm going to pull a Justin. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but you're spending your time with me. Thank you. Hello, Gypsy. I hope you're doing good, honey. I hope you're doing good. We're going to be talking about Sebastian. Hey, Raymond Thomas. Hello. I hope you're doing good today on this Saturday. I do want to tell y'all that I believe there is still, hey, Ginger Snap, good to see you. I do want to tell you, I still think there is 7 prisoners loose still this afternoon in New Orleans, and that have not been caught. So if you are there or anywhere around, please watch out for those, because they have still not been caught, and they're very highly, highly dangerous. And I am hoping that they get caught soon. That was definitely an inside job. And prayers, absolutely prayers, Ginger Snap, for St. Louis and Kentucky and any other parts of the world that had the storms. I'm hearing there's a lot of deaths. Do you know how many? Last I counted, I think there was 14. Oh yeah, Miss Grace, and I'm glad I got that out of my system and went down there when I did, because I sure wouldn't want to be in that mess. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. Anyway, I'm glad I went and got my business done. I got done. Yeah, they probably, and that's probably, that's a reasonable thought, Gypsy. Atlanta is horrible now too. And no offense to anybody, but it's bad everywhere. But it's really bad. It's 23 now. Yeah, it was 14 when I woke up, so now it's up to 23. Good Lord, bless them. Oh my gosh, bless everybody. Hey Laura, hello. And I know there's more storms to come. Many prayers. And I do, I know I'm going to miss somebody, and I'm sorry. But I do want to say a special prayer, 2 that I know for sure. Actually 3. I want to say a special prayer out to, I'm not going to say what until they're ready to talk about it. To Daily Tab. Some of you may know and some of you may not. I had a long talk with her yesterday on the phone, and I know she talked with Justin. But I want y'all to say some extra special prayers for her. That's all I want to say on that. And Lady Freedom's asking for prayers for her daughter. She has leukemia. That sweet baby. Please pray for that baby and pray for Lady Freedom. And pray for Millie Steele, our precious mod. And, we have a lot of people out here that needs prayers. So let's just pray for everybody that needs them. Miss Christine, Tiffany's son, everybody. You never know what's going to happen. Things can be going good one day, and you just never know. So let's just keep those prayers going, okay? And let's pray that all of the people that we know, whether we, are besties or not, it don't matter. These people are human, and people go through things, and nobody deserves the things they go through, especially health-wise. And you never know if it may be you or yours. And just cut these people a break, okay? And prayers for all these missing out there. Let's see, Raymond said, prayers to whoever needs them. A friend of ours' son passed 2 days ago, and he was only 18 of cancer. Cancer sucks. I'm so sorry, Raymond. Yeah, cancer does suck really bad. Whew. So, yeah. So, prayers. Sometimes you wake up and you want to just, I don't know what you want to do, but people are going through things. And thank God that you and yours are okay. That's all I got to say. So, also, I haven't had any updates on Jack and Lily this morning. But if anybody knows anything, you can tell me. I do know that they are searching this morning, or it's afternoon now. I don't know why I keep saying this morning. But hopefully, let's pray that, we have a family right here. That's right. Hey, Pink Warrior, let's hope today's the day that they find Jack and Lily and something comes to light there. Let's just hope. Let's just pray. All kids need to be found, in my opinion. Nobody deserves to be out in the woods, and unfortunately, they don't think they're alive. By some miracle, maybe they are, but they deserve to be found. I've been thinking about it too, Miss Grace. Been thinking about it. But I wanted to talk about Sebastian. And hey, K-Mac and everybody coming in. Trying to drink my coffee this morning. It's already getting cold. But I got my fan going on too. It's actually hot in here. It's going to be hot outside, but it's making my coffee cold. That part. But let's talk about Sebastian. It is Saturday, May 17th, and I want to keep his name and face out there. That Raymond said, they said God made heaven for children, but I have a hard time with hearing about children passing away. I know. There's something I'm going to put out. I didn't do it. Somebody sent it to me, and it was a teen, and they were talking about something to that nature. Hey, Maria S. And it was sad. I think I will pass it on later, but it was really sad. I just didn't feel like handling it, and I didn't know if a lot of people could, but I might go out. I might put it on later, but yeah. Hey, Bobby. Hello. Yeah, prayers to everybody affected by the storm. But we do have to remember children are a gift from God, and one day He is going to want those children back, including us. Everybody's a gift. But it's up to the ones that grow up to choose what they want. So let's talk about Sebastian, who holds the key. I was just thinking, I wonder what Sebastian would be doing today, Saturday. If he were here May 17th, 2025, what would he be doing? Would this be his weekend with Seth, his dad? Would he be living with Seth by now? Would he be spending the weekend with his mom if he was living with Seth? Or would he still be with his mom? Right, Grace. Or maybe, you don't know, things change. I don't know. I'm just saying, I was thinking about it. And, oh, you did. Thank you, Bobby, so much. Oh, my goodness. And I know people has been getting other people. There's people, I got a sub who even got people in Canada talking and putting Sebastian's name out. And this is wonderful news. Thank you so much, Bobby. Thank you. But I wondered if Sebastian would have a girlfriend. You know, and you know, I get weird like this. I just start thinking stuff. Y'all know I always say it's not good when Smiley starts thinking. It's not good when I start thinking. Because when I start thinking hard, okay? You know, would he be going on a trip with the school? You know, sometimes schools go on trips and stuff like that. Hell, could he have been at the right place at the right time and maybe saved a life? You know? And then as I was thinking that, when I made that statement to myself, yeah, I talk to myself a lot. I started thinking, we never know. We really never know. And then I was like, damn, you know, he could have even at some point, you know, how all these people are sick. And then it come up about Lady Freedom's and stuff, daughter. And I thought, you know, what if Faith needed something from him? And then I thought, well, he's not her blood relative, so that wouldn't work. And then I thought, this is interesting. I thought, what if his own mother needed his blood type or his, you know, something to save her life? Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting? But he's not there. He's not there. He couldn't even save her life if she needed him to, right? We never know. See, people don't think like I do. They just don't. You know, it's not good when I start thinking. It's just not good. But we will never really know. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you so much. Thank you for the membership. Thank you. We never really know what would happen because he's not here. But who holds the key to knowing? Somebody does. I wonder what Mom, Katie, and stepdad is doing this Saturday. Oh, yeah, K-Mac. I'm a deep thinker. I used to think when I was little, and I used to write my feelings down. I can get in deep. You want to talk about rabbit holes? I can get in deep if I really wanted to. Yeah, he probably would be happy in that program. You're a deep thinker too. Yeah, if it gets real quiet and I get into something. Yeah, K-Mac. Yep. I used to write a lot of stuff. I could have made 100 books by now. I could have had somebody to dissect them, or what do you call that? What does writers do? They write them and then they let somebody proofread and stuff like that. I could have did all that, but I didn't. Mama said they're probably drink. They probably are. But I wondered. So I wondered if Mom and stepdad. This is what I wondered. I wondered if maybe they've been entertaining any poker games lately, or been doing any casino visits, or maybe just maybe they've been entertaining any older couples. I don't know. Maybe Chris and Katie's been entertaining back pages. I don't know. Y'all know what back page is? I couldn't think of the proper the proper words, but I do know there's a back page out there. I haven't been on it, but I do know what it is. Yeah, I've been going to Pig Fest. Hey, YouTuber. Look, Smiley may not do these things, but Smiley knows all about these things. Smiley stays in the loop. Smiley stays in the loop. Oh, K-Mac, there's two older things, okay? Now one was on the Crime Time buzz from the all that in Oregon, whatever happened in Oregon. Okay, that's that. But you might have missed mine the other day. And this comes from a reliable, absolutely vetted, checked out, whatever source. Okay. Gypsy. Excuse me. But excuse me. Oh gosh. But no, I was just saying the other day, which they're allowed to eat. Yes. But I was just saying they were with this older couple, and it didn't seem, maybe it is family, but it didn't seem to be, it was not the Bauer socks or anything like that. They had changed their steakhouse, and wasn't at Texas Roadhouse, but they were with an older couple at Longhorn Steakhouse at Gallatin. And even Chris was being the gentleman he always wants to portray, and even helped the lady to the bathroom or whatever. But I even when I heard Jay talking about Oregon Crime Time Buzz, I even asked her, because I even asked both of them, was this a other picture that I had been working on of the older couple? They both said no, so they're ruled out. But I think Crime Time Buzz does have pictures now of people in Oregon. She's gonna see if the lady will let her put it out now. I don't know, because there is a police report done on the one in Oregon. I'm gonna let Jay speak on all that. That's hers. Because I never paid much attention to that until I found this out. But I'm wondering who this old couple is. Again, none of my business. They can go out and eat with who they want to eat with. But it's just kind of weird because Katie don't have much family that's here in Tennessee, right? But they are hanging out with old people. I don't know. I really don't want to get into all that right now. Grace said, Smiley, that North Carolina photo still bothers me. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that was said, and absolutely what I'm talking about. Yeah, K-Mike, you probably missed that one the other night, but just be listening to Crime Time Buzz again. That lady did do a police report on that, and again, that's hers, but yeah, that's the whole thing. So yeah, I was just saying in mine that they switched to Longhorn Steakhouse, so it must have really been true that the way Katie showed her ass and took the investigator down to Texas Roadhouse, they had to choose another steakhouse. That's just my opinion, But who is the older couple? I'd have loved to be a fly on that wall. But yeah, this person was actually in there eating and actually saw that. Yeah, they're pricey. They are. Yeah, Bobby, I don't know about the one in Washington, but I know the one that they're talking about in Oregon. There was a police report. It was FOIA'd and everything made on that. Hey, Ginger for Ab. Hello. Member for 4 months. Woohoo! Thank you for putting up with me for 4 months. Thank you for putting up with me. So yeah. Lady for Justice. Hello. Listening while at work. Hello. Everybody put a thumbs up. Long ago too in Oregon. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, absolutely. Hope floats. Absolutely. But yeah, I doubt. I know that. I feel like, in my opinion. Hey, Roxy. Hello. You doing your Saturday chores? I feel like that Katie and Chris are, like he said, you got to go on about your life. I guess that's easy for him to say. It's not his blood anyway. But I guess they're, that's what they're doing. They're going on about their life. And I feel like they're definitely not laying up in each other's arm, wallowing or pitying each other, or crying, holding hands, or trying to figure out, what to do to get LE off of their ass to break the case, in my opinion. I don't think they want the case broke. They want people, in my opinion, to just go away. Frankly, they want the people to leave LE alone, in my opinion. I know what they're not doing. I know what Chris is not doing. He's not texting Seth or calling to see, and Katie's not calling to see, might Seth need anything, or they could just take him. Everybody's so worried about Seth. They're not doing the big orange. I feel Chris's favorite color. They're not doing the volunteer state thing and calling to see is there anything, or texting. They don't even have to talk to him. Texting. They don't even have to have no. They don't even have to have no. Yeah, they're still there. They don't even have to have no contact with him. They could text him and say, because he is Sebastian's biological father, and he is pretty much alone, they could text and say, is there anything you need? Do you need a hot meal delivered to you? Ubered to you? Is there anything we could do? They're the ones that don't want him to have no GoFundMe page, which he don't anymore. They're the ones with the big bucks, right? They could do something, They have each other. That would be the humanly thing to do, to check on Sebastian's father, in my opinion. Stop worrying what all of these YouTubers think, for Christ's sake. That includes me. That includes any YouTuber on here, period. Exactly, Miss Grace. Exactly. But yeah, but they can afford to go to steakhouses, right? Right? Yeah. And why ain't LE coming out doing any little thing? Look at Canada. They're coming out almost daily. Even if they're not physically doing it, they're putting out statements damn daily. Yep, decent people would at least text Seth. Chris didn't have the decency to pick up the phone first and say your son's missing. or wait till he got off the phone and picked up the phone and called. But he could text then, and then when he called, say, "Oh, don't be mad." You know, crazy. I mean, that just is mind-blowing to me. Chris said early on, life goes on. Does it? It might for you, and it might be easy for you. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly, Tina girl. Chris, you didn't like Sebastian very much, did you? I know you're listening. Now, only if all of your other little pesky problems would just disappear without any attention whatsoever, Mr. Chris, would have it made in the shade, right, Mr. Chris? All of your little pesky problems being no Katie, no Seth. You could get a wife number 6, new shiny things. You wouldn't have to look back. You could have fun for a while. Then you can move on again until you're set off again. Right, Mr. Chris? Oh, wait. Wait. What a life. What a life. Only this time, Katie and all the things surrounding her or associated to her can't just go bye-bye. They can't just go bye-bye so easy, right, Chris? Chris, I'm talking to you because, darn, if that happened, y'all, and he tried to get rid of Katie or something happened to Katie, and Katie knows this. Katie's smart. See, and he didn't expect none of this to go this far. They expected Sebastian just to be a runaway and it go away. Hey, Janice. But see, nothing can't happen to Katie. Katie's smart and she knows this. Hey, Cinderella. Because if something happens to her or Seth, actually, unfortunately, Chris is going to be the first one they look at. But see, he tried before Sebastian went missing. He tried to leave this one. He didn't want her. He tried. But Chris, in a million years, did you, Chris? Chris, in a million trillion years, didn't think even Katie was going to choose him over her son. Allegedly, Chris said, yeah, Chris put his own self in that position. He said, Katie, allegedly, I want my home back. I'm coming back to my home, and you either choose your son or you choose me or whatever, but this shit's going to stop, right? He had no idea. Hey, WV Holla Girl. He had no idea. The same thing I've been telling y'all. That she wasn't about to go back to her rags. She wasn't about to let that clock strike 12. And she was the mother that was going to put her man, the man she loves, her man. Remember what she said in my interview? He's mine. I love my man. I don't know about y'all, but I love my man. So she chose her man. She chose her man. I think he was as surprised as anybody. Woo! She didn't choose her son. Now, where is her son? I don't know. But she really screwed things up, didn't she, Chris? Now you're all in a mess. You, her, your family. Chris, sometimes you have to actually watch what you say and what you wish for. Some people literally might take it to heart. And I believe Katie did just that. In my opinion, Chris now owes her. See, she allowed him to lock her in. She allowed that. But she knew she had him by the balls. He has that alibi. And they are both in this together. They have this huge secret. And his name is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And if one goes down, they both are going down. And possibly more of his family, who has had to help them and cover and support. And Chris can't let that happen. But hey, they can't get rid of Katie either. Hey, Jude. They cannot get rid of Katie either because that's too big of a risk. Still, for them all, actually. At least right now. At least right now. So unless some freak accident happens, unless some freak accident were to happen, they will just go on living their miserable life unless law enforcement steps in my opinion, or unless someone starts telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Or until Sebastian is found. Either way. Sebastian was last seen with his mother, Katie Proudfoot, at Texas Roadhouse on camera, snapping photos of him, which looked like, in my opinion, a secret. Why? I don't know. Not too much bonding going on. It didn't look like she could stop, strolling or flipping through her phone. She couldn't look her son in his eyes. Why? Why was she so preoccupied? I think it's very possible. That's just my opinion. I would like to think they would not do that. But who was Katie trying to look for in that restaurant? What was so important in there? Who was so important? Maybe who was so freaking good looking? I don't know. Just kidding. Just saying. Someone had her attention, though. Her son didn't. Not until she told him something or said something that really got him upset and so nervous, in my opinion, that he started shaking his head no and biting his fingernails. I mean, we all seen that, right? It's just sad. He had to be upset the last little bit of time she spent with him. If he was going away, why would she tell him at all? Why would she upset him at all? The last time Katie spent time with him, why would she upset him? What a witch. I'm just saying. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' life changed forever that night. How? I don't know. But it changed. It changed forever as he knew it. It changed. As he was used to it, it changed. As he will ever know it again, it changed. And no matter what and no matter how you look at it, in my opinion, there's no one else that can be at fault but his mother. That's my opinion. Thank you, Hey Jude. Thank you if you got that membership. Thank Hey Jude for that. And Blanc says, it breaks my heart. I'm going, oh, yeah. Thinking about how much they excelled in life. It's not fair to Sebastian. That's right. Yeah. Yes. She could have been telling him that. She very well could have been telling him that. Absolutely. We don't know. We don't know. We absolutely don't know. Yeah, talk about his mom and his truck being at Worsham's. She wanted him to something and he refused. Yeah. He doesn't see something happening with Sebastian's case until Seth gets Ellie to do more pursuing the Bower Sox. Well, somebody needs to pursue something. Hey, Shorty. I do too, Miss Grace. I feel in my gut this was pre-planned. I have for a very long time. Very long time. Absolutely, in my opinion, pre-planned. But in my opinion, there's no one else that can be at fault. This is my opinion and my opinion only, except for his mother. Because if all doors were locked and all windows and all doors were locked, and it's been said on many panels by their mouths, even the Ellies, no break-ins, no break-outs. You know, the mom was put herself there. Chris has put herself there. She allowed Chris to put herself there. If Sebastian would have went out, you know, you would have saw a shadow. He would have been on camera. You know, mom didn't have nobody allegedly in the home. You know, not her husband. You know, gave him a good alibi. You know, nobody else in there. You know, per her husband and her, they were on this phone call. Allegedly, it's been checked out with LE, whatever. Whether that was they had other burner phones, whatever. It don't matter. And he was in Memphis. They locked her, him and her locked her, and she allowed it in with Sebastian, and there's no evidence of nobody coming in taking him, there's no evidence of him walking out, then in my opinion, and a DA or a prosecutor is going to say that in front of a judge, in front of a jury, the same thing I'm saying now. He did not walk out that house. There's no proof of it. How does she get him out? Did she put him in the car, or did he not come home? What? There's no proof of it. There's no scent. Nothing. And if it is, then LE needs to come in and say so. Hey, Tennessee Twister. Exactly. And she could have handed him off and brought his shoes to the house. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. And I've been yelling for months. They should have checked and seen if she bought any other shoes or somebody else bought other shoes or whatever. Yeah, if they got the road cameras, sure would have. If Ellie's got those road cameras, then yeah, it should have. Again, does Ellie have that? Did they get that? I'm sure they did. I'm sure they know a lot more than they're telling. So if he got home that night, and I tend to believe he did, but if he got home that night, I'm telling y'all, he did not walk out the house. So Katie May, how in the hell did he get out of the house? Did you have him laying down, or did you put him in the trunk? Or what the hell, when you went out that morning, where is your son? Or, Ellie, question to you. What exactly did you check in the house? Could it be possible he's still in the house? I've said it before. I don't like Seth to hear this, but it is what it is. Go get some damn warrants and see, recheck the house, check any freezers, check to see where the hell is he at. You know, stranger things have happened. And why won't they stay at that house? You know? Katie? You're the one that's made yourself look guilty and gave your husband an alibi. Chris, you're the one I asked you from the jump. Did you believe your wife had anything at any time? Just an inkling of second, a split second? No. And then all you've been doing is hollering on here, I got to protect my family. I got to protect my... Why? You wasn't there, and why? Why? Now, y'all are in this together. And you're both going to go down together when this comes out. That's my opinion. Yeah, CP and KP have lied and fooled Seth and did everything else. You know, everything that's happened to Sebastian under his roof, they've probably, made promises, try to work with him, try to do this and do that, said we'll do this and we'll do that to keep their asses out of trouble, just like they did when the school sent people out and the CPS and the schools and everybody was manipulated by them so they didn't get in trouble way back then, period. You can only manipulate people so long. Katie, did you bring Sebastian home? And if you did bring him home, what happened to him? What did you do with him? If anybody knows where Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is, please, for the love of God, do not keep this secret. Don't keep the secret. Tell it. Send tips to TBI@10.gov. Call 615-451-3838. Oh, and don't forget, if you want to get a person, dial extension 1. Call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Call 1-800-FBI. You can send tips to Sebastian at manhunts.1. And you can call 1-833-TELL-DOG. Who holds the key? Who holds the key? Don't throw that key away. Sebastian needs to be found. If you've thrown that key away, you better go to the landfill and get on your hands and knees and start digging and finding the damn key. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Saturday. Please pass out his name and face. Hit the thumbs up and have a great day.